so this video is my recipe on sushi. I am a massive sushi addict, and if you follow me on Instagram, you will already know that. I'll have my Instagram details down below, and you will realize how much I eat sushi if you go through my photos. So this recipe is used very often by me. Usually I buy my sushi out, but if it's like late and I have a sushi craving, I definitely make my own, and I always have sushi ingredients in the house. So first thing is that I'm not a sushi professional. I don't know if this recipe is exactly correct. It's just sort of how I do it and how I think it tastes good. Okay, so as for ingredients, the first thing that you're going to need is some rice. You can really use any sort of rice that you want, but I like to use sushi rice. Unfortunately, I run out of sushi rice, so this is basmati rice or something like that, but any rice will do. It's the mayo that helps it stick, and rice tastes the same to me, so I don't really mind. The second thing you're going to need that is crucial is seaweed. You need this to wrap up your sushi roll, of course, and I just like this one because I find that it tastes the least fishy, and I dislike raw fish sushi. I prefer, you know, like the vegetarian sushis and everything, so I actually don't like the taste of fish, so that's actually really nice, and I love that one. I definitely recommend it. Next thing you're going to need is mayo, and it actually helps to stick your rice together, which you'll see in a minute, and I love this one. This is the QP one. It's the one with that little, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's got that little guy on it, like that little baby guy. That sounds really weird, but yeah, it's the one that is like proper for sushi and everything, and I love the taste of this. It's delicious. It just has like 1,000 million calories in every single little spoonful, but that's okay. The next ingredient is whatever fillings that you want to put inside your sushi roll. So for me, I want to make avocado sushi, so I have avocado. Half of this went towards my lunch, so that's why that's missing, but I'm probably going to be using, I don't think I'll be using too much, probably only this, because I'm only going to be making one sushi roll. So yeah, just any fillings that you like. Then later on, when we're making the sauce, what we're going to need is your mayo again, so you don't need 2 bottles, just one, but that's for the sauce. And then also the Kikkoman sweet soy sauce, really any soy sauce. I just prefer this sweet one. You can use normal soy sauce, that's perfectly fine. I just really like this sweet one for the sauce, and I find that it tastes a bit better, but of course if you don't like that, use whatever soy sauce you do like. And then also wasabi, so any wasabi you want. This is just one that I'm trying out. I don't love this one, but it's alright. I'm a big fan of wasabi because I like horseradish, and horseradish is what makes up wasabi, but I actually don't really like this one. It still works, and I'm not eating it by itself, so it's being mixed in with things. So yeah, just any wasabi that you have or that you can purchase at your supermarket. The other utensil that you're definitely going to need is this little handy roller thing, and this helps to roll up your sushi roll. So you definitely need one of these. I think, like, I probably couldn't do without one, but you can try. And pretty sure you can purchase these from any supermarket or like an Asian grocery store. That's where I get all my Asian foods from. And then just chopsticks to eat your sushi with afterwards. So I'm pretty sure that's everything, and I'm going to get onto the recipe now. So firstly, you're going to want to take your rice, and I've added mayonnaise to this, so that just helps it kind of stick to the seaweed. And then I'm going to take my little rolly thing. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it's called, but I'm sure it's not called a rolly thing. And it's kind of dirty because I just made one. I wanted to make sure that I would still be able to make one because I haven't made this in ages. And then you're going to want to take your piece of seaweed, and you'll notice that there's a smooth side and a rough textured side. So we want to place it textured side up, and that just kind of helps to stick it all together when rolling. And then we're going to place some rice onto the sushi seaweed, and then just spread this evenly. So now we're going to be taking our filling, and since I'm using avocado, I'm just going to be slicing up the pieces that I'm going to be using, but you can use anything you want, like chicken, meat, like anything really, whatever you like on your sushi roll. So then I'm just going to be placing it sort of off center, placing all of the fillings off center, and just making a line like this. And then I'm going to be doing a line next to it of mayonnaise. Probably not good for me, but delicious. And then what you got to do is just start rolling. So I recommend you it's hard to explain, so it might just be easier to watch. So you just kind of push it in and then roll it again, and push it in and make sure it's sticking, and then roll it again to the end, and then just roll it and help it stick. And then you have got your sushi roll. So then you're just going to want to cut it up. Okay, so now I suggest taking a sharp knife, and that's because the seaweed can be a little tricky to cut. And then I'm going to be cutting this probably into 5. So trying to aim for even pieces. So now that we have finished our sushi rolls, yay, we are going to be moving on to the sauce. So you're going to need a bowl, your sweet soy sauce, your mayonnaise, as well as your wasabi. That's what it's called. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the mayonnaise and add a little bit of that. And then you're going to want it to be majority sauce. So add probably 2 parts of what you just put there. And then time to add your wasabi. So this is actually depending on how hot you like your sauces. I prefer mine to be pretty spicy, so I'm going to put a fair amount in. Okay, so then you're just going to want to mix it together. Okay, so now that the sauce has been all mixed together, I'm going to take my little sushi bowls, and I already have ginger in this one. And then you can take these off once you get to your table or wherever you're eating, and you can use this plate to help your sushi on. So like put it on here and then dip your sauces or whatever. Whatever you want to do, but I definitely love this sauce and recommend trying it if you're a really big sushi fan, and it kind of saves you from separately putting on all the components like wasabi, mayonnaise, and soy sauce, because it's all in one. So this is the finished result of homemade sushi. These kind of look really, really funny, but you can be a lot neater with them. These are kind of a fail, but you get the gist of it, my recipe. And then just the sauce and ginger, and then all you need are your chopsticks, and you are ready to eat. So that is my homemade sushi recipe. I hope you all enjoy. Please tell me if you make this, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.